much nervousness about the Congress Himachal Pradesh government and whether or not it'll fall or stand. We're going to take a much deeper dive into this story in just a few minutes. Right now, different reactions that are coming in, then we'll connect with reporters. Take a look.
देखिए विक्रमादित्य जी से मेरी बात हुई है, उनका कुछ कारण था और ऐसी कोई बात नहीं, वो हमारे छोटे भाई है और निश्चित तौर पर जब कोई विरोध आता है, गुस्सा आता है तो उसमें दे दिया जाता है। उस बारे में हम अभी उनसे बात करेंगे। धन्यवाद। देखिए विक्रमादित्य का इस्तीफा स्वीकार करने का कोई औचित्य ही नहीं है, इसलिए आप ये कहना कि विक्रमादित्य जी ने का इस्तीफा स्वीकार कर लिया गया है, ऐसी कोई बात नहीं है। उनका स्पीकर कोई औचित्य नहीं। उनसे जो बात मेरी अभी थोड़ी देर हुई थी जब हमारा बजट के वो चल रहा था, लेकिन उतने में स्पीकर साहब आ गए तो उनसे मेरी बात, उनकी कुछ नाराजगी है उसको हम दूर करेंगे। धन्यवाद।
Vikramaditya ji, what was the reason why you decided to resign today?
Nothing, whatever it was, I have spelled it out in very clear terms when I addressed the press conference. So there were some issues which needed to be addressed. I have spoken to the Honorable Chief Minister also about it, and I will be speaking to the party high command also about it. I am a disciplined soldier of the party, and I'm sure that they will be addressed in the times to come.
You got emotional while you were holding that press conference. What exactly happened? I mean, you said that there was a small piece of land which you wanted, and in fact, you would have spoken to.
It is not about a piece of land. It is about due reverence, which a government should show to its former leaders, and that was just one particular instance that I had quoted. But in totality, there is no denying the fact that this government has been formed with collective effort of all party leadership, collective effort of the Honorable the High Command and all leaders of the state. So we have to take everybody's emotions, we have to take everybody's trust into confidence, and also we have to give due respect to everybody. So that is what it is. But we will speak about it to the High Command and decide the future course of action.
You said you have spoken to Priyanka Gandhi and Malika.
No, I did speak to them, and I'm sure they'll look into it and take a principled stand in the times to come.
अब उनको लगा कि अभी भी कसर रह गई। 6 विधायक जो कांग्रेस पार्टी के, जिन्होंने भारतीय जनता पार्टी के राज्यसभा के उम्मीदवार को, जो हमारा कैंडिडेट था, उनको अपना समर्थन दिया, उनका वोट दिया, उनको नोटिस भेजा है और नोटिस के माध्यम से सिर्फ सस्पेंशन नहीं, कुछ और नहीं, सिर्फ उनका जो है वो उनकी सदस्यता को समाप्त करने की दिशा में आज मुझे लगता है कि बहुत जल्दी फैसला करने वाले हैं। इससे साफ जाहिर होता कि कांग्रेस के पास विधानसभा के अंदर संख्या बल नहीं रहा है।
Okay, first, before we take a deeper dive into the dynamics at play here, let's go over to our colleague Pallavi to get the latest updates. Pallavi, today, just a few hours ago, the budget was passed. Now, the assembly session, as we've just told our audience, is sine die. I do want to ask you, though, where does that leave the Congress right now? Is there a sword that still hangs over their government's fate? 10 MLAs from the Congress in contact with the BJP is the latest report we're receiving?
Yes, Toya, I think this is a temporary relief really for the Congress party, and it would want to use this time to try and ensure that MLAs stay together. And I think even the BJP is watching the developments very, very closely. What the BJP is certainly going to be prevailing upon as they plan to approach the court as well as the governor, saying that the government has actually lost its right to govern and the arbitrary manner in which their MLAs were suspended. They are going to be insisting on a floor test. So for the floor test, if the governor or the court orders, would essentially mean that a special session would have to be called. But in the meanwhile, Toya, the Congress troubleshooters are already there in Shimla. One-on-one meetings with the MLAs will begin, and all of them will be asked. And if majority of them actually indicate that there is only one way the government can survive is by the resignation of Sukhvinder Singh Sukhu, then I think the die is cast for Sukhu, because then the Congress will have to take a call on whether to save the government or keep on supporting Sukhu. We have seen a precedence. For example, in Punjab also, if you remember, when Captain Amrinder Singh had to resign, it was eventually on the basis of reports coming in with many of the MLAs walking up to a central leadership and conveying to them that they could not work under Captain and they could not face the next elections under his leadership. If it's a repeat of that situation of Punjab, then it could be difficult days ahead, not just for Sukhu, but also for the Congress party. But the BJP doesn't want this government obviously to survive. Their point is that even if the chief minister has changed, the basic ground of lack of governance continues to remain. So they would want a flow test, expose the Congress numbers, and then call in for fresh elections.
Okay, Pallavi, we're going to come back to you in just a second. Let me just tell our audiences, we were playing right now Vikramaditya Singh. He is, remember, the minister who just gave in his resignation. The Congress has not accepted it. He's the son of the multiple-time chief minister of Himachal Pradesh, Veerbhadra Singh. Veerbhadra Singh's wife right now heads the Himachal Pradesh Congress. They're the other big faction in the Himachal Pradesh Congress, apart from Sukhvinder Singh Sukhu's camp. Now, we're going to bring you more on this in a second. First, take a look at different reactions.
सर आप आए आप क्या रणनीति लगी रवि जी क्या कहेंगे जी जी बताते हैं आपको बात हर्ष महाजन जी आप बीजेपी के साथ हैं कांग्रेस के साथ हैं बीजेपी के साथ हैं कांग्रेस के साथ हैं बीजेपी आप मुझे बताइए बीजेपी के साथ
पर आप जानते हैं मोदी सरकार की एक ही गारंटी है मोदी की एक ही गारंटी है सभी कांग्रेस सरकारों को हिलाओ सभी कांग्रेस सरकारों को गिराओ इसको हम होने नहीं देंगे हमें पूरा विश्वास है कि हमारे जो 3 वरिष्ठ साथी और हमारे प्रभारी सभी की बात सुनकर एक रिपोर्ट पेश करेंगे जल्द से जल्द कांग्रेस अध्यक्ष को और उसके आधार पर आगे जो हमें कदम लेना है कांग्रेस अध्यक्ष और अन्य नेताओं से बातचीत करके वो जरूर लेंगे कुछ कठोर निर्णय लेने होंगे हो सकता है पर उससे हम पीछे हटेंगे नहीं
Okay, let's go back to our colleague Pallavi to understand more. Pallavi, can you now take us into a deep dive of the dynamics that are at play in this entire story? So for those of us who don't have an understanding, an intimate understanding of the political dynamics at play in Himachal Pradesh, Vikramaditya giving his second bite to the media just a few hours ago, and in this bite sounding a lot more conciliatory towards the idea of still working towards and with the Congress party. What could have happened over the last few hours?
Well, frankly speaking, Toya, I think the picture abhi baki hai, the suspense continues. I don't think we can come to the conclusion that all is really well for the Congress party because there are always those MLAs who are fence-sitters and anything can change. All eyes really on that meeting with the Congress troubleshooters are going to be having with the MLAs. What is a report card which is going to be presented to the Congress president? If Sukhu manages to ensure that the MLAs back him, then all is going to be well. But unfortunately, that doesn't seem to be the case. Now look at those 6 of MLAs who cross-voted. They are not in Shimla, they are in Panchkula, they've gone back there. Clearly they are not in a mood to speak to the Congress leadership. Also, the BJP claims that there are 10 Congress MLAs who are in touch with them. So if I'm presuming that those 6 have decided to part ways, it's 6 plus 10, which means 16. That's quite a large number. So that is the real problem which is now over there. Vikramaditya Singh, of course, as we know, son of the late Veerbhadra Singh, who's a tall leader of the Himachal Pradesh. In fact, if you look at Himachal politics, it's always tossed around between 2 big figures, Dhumal, who's of course also the father of Anurag Thakur, and of course Veerbhadra Singh. And Veerbhadra Singh is such a towering personality that even the assembly elections, Toya, I remember every hoarding and banner would have his picture. That was the ground on which his wife Pratibha Singh wanted to be made the CM. And when Vikramaditya Singh actually did the first press conference of the day, Toya, he played on this card, the legacy of his father, that his statue was not allowed to be installed. So these are very, very important factors which act as an emotion. Let's not also forget the role of Harsh Mahajan. At one point of time, the closest to Veerbhadra, someone who is very goodly connected with at least the senior and the old Congress leaders. Of course, that strategy is also being played out. These are very, very important factors which are working at play. So it's just a question of time. It's a question of what kind of report goes in to get some clarity.
Pallavi, also tell us, in 2022, Sukhvinder Singh Sukhu became the Chief Minister over what was expected, Pratibha Singh. Why did the Congress make that choice, and what have the last 2 years been like for both Pratibha and for Sukhvinder Singh Sukhu?
See, I remember that soundbite of Pratibha Singh during campaign when we would speak to her and she said, "Main unki wife hu and I'm moving ahead with his legacy and therefore I should be made the CM." So when Congress won, it was Priyanka Gandhi Vadra who herself had to step in and convince Pratibha Singh that your son is going to be made a minister and you yourself are a member of parliament. We are going to use you at the centre, and that's why she was placated. But I think there's an element of mistrust. They never thought that Sukhu gave them importance enough. She comes in from the Mandi, Hamirpur area. Their complaint was of regional imbalance as far as the cabinet formation is concerned. Not giving meaty roles to Vikramaditya Singh, her supporters not being given importance. These are very, very important factors which were at play. I think it was uneasy. There are many camps there. There's a Mukesh Agnihotri camp who's a deputy CM. Also, he is a former journalist. He would also want to be the CM, but he was placated. So there are different power centers at play in Himachal. For any party, for that matter, to be very honest, Oya, it's difficult to be able to please everyone. But over here, the common complaints against Sukhu seems to be that he never took everyone along.
Okay. Pallavi, thank you. Pallavi keeps bringing us each of these updates. This is a very, very dramatically developing situation. We've kept our focus on this story through the day. Right now, we are shifting focus though. Let's go over very quickly to breaking news we've got coming in from Uttar Pradesh. The Supreme Court saying it's going to be hearing the Gyanvapi case. The date given is March 1st. We're going to bring you more context on this. We'll have our legal correspondent Ananya Bhatnagar join us in just a second. Remember, the Muslim litigant side has, as we've already told you earlier, challenged the December 19th order. This is of the Allahabad High Court in the Supreme Court. The court had, remember, rejected 5 petitions from the Muslim side. This is the Anjume Intizamiya Masjid side. Let's go over to our colleague Ananya Bhatnagar, our legal correspondent, to get more details. Ananya, tell us more about the 5 petitions that were rejected first by the Allahabad High Court. Tell us what the Supreme Court will be looking at in more detail, please. Okay, we'll try to re-establish our entire connection with my colleague Ananya. Remember, our colleague Ananya has been bringing us details on the Gyanvapi case. This is, of course, the Gyanvapi Kashi Vishwanath complex case. We're learning right now as we're telling you the date. The Supreme Court will be hearing the Gyanvapi case on March 1st. This is the aspect we're bringing you that is breaking news. We did already know that this was going to the Supreme Court from a few days ago. Remember, the developments in this case that we've been bringing you over the last few days have actually been on an unrelated but related angle, that of the Vyas Tehkhana and the future of the Vyas Tehkhana. You remember that the Varanasi court had allowed for prayers to take place in the Tehkhana. The Tehkhana had been opened up for those prayers. We've been bringing you those developments, but this, of course, is on the larger case that's taking place in the Supreme Court. Now we're going to move on from this story. We're taking you to a different story altogether. Okay, this is the Nation at 5. We started with a story in Himachal Pradesh. Now we're taking you down south to Tamil Nadu. What's taking place in Tamil Nadu? Remember, today the Prime Minister began the day by unveiling a new launching pad in Tamil Nadu. Why is this launching pad so important? The current existing launching pad that Isro uses is in Sriharikota in Andhra Pradesh. It's a launching pad from where anytime a satellite is launched, the satellite first needs to go east, only then can it go south because of airspace occupied by Sri Lanka. Now this new launch pad will allow for none of that being needed. It won't anymore need to go east and then south. Any kind of satellite can go directly south. But what is the political angle being played out in this entire story? This morning, we woke up to multiple advertisements being printed across newspapers in Tamil Nadu. These advertisements showed the Prime Minister's face next to the face of M.K. Stalin, Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, head of the DMK. It also showed other family members of his. And the rocket behind the Prime Minister and the Chief Minister seemed to have a Chinese flag on it. That has led now to multiple jibes from the BJP. The Prime Minister also tuning in, criticizing the DMK. We'll play out all of these reactions for you, then we'll collect with the reporter. Take a look.
इन्होंने तमिलनाडु में इसरो लॉन्च पैड का क्रेडिट लेने के लिए चीन का स्टिकर चिपका दिया है। भाइयों बहनों, ये तमिलनाडु डीएमके के नेता, उन्होंने देखना अब संभव नहीं रहा, कुछ देख ही नहीं सकते हैं, और जो देख नहीं सकता है उसको क्या कहते हैं आपको मालूम है। और इसलिए भारत की प्रगति देखने को तैयार नहीं है, भारत के स्पेस की प्रगति देखने को तैयार नहीं है, और जो पैसे आप देते हैं, जो टैक्स तमिलनाडु के भाई बहन देते हैं, उन पैसों से उन्होंने एडवर्टाइजमेंट दिया और एडवर्टाइजमेंट दे करके उसमें भारत के स्पेस का चित्र नहीं रखा। भारत के स्पेस की सफलता को वो दुनिया के सामने, तमिलनाडु के सामने रखना नहीं चाहते थे। उन्होंने हमारे साइंटिस्टों का अपमान किया, हमारे स्पेस सेक्टर का अपमान किया, आपके टैक्स के मनी का अपमान किया, आपका अपमान किया। ऐसा आंखें बंद करने वाले, पूरी तरह न देख पाने वाले ये डीएमके को अब सजा करने का मौका आ गया है।
I don't think India has declared China as an enemy country or anything, because I have seen that the Prime Minister has invited the Chinese Prime Minister, and they've gone to, they've come to Mahabalipuram or anything. Just because you do not want to accept the truth, you're finding reasons to, divert the issue.
Prime Minister also strongly condemned the DMK ad that became a controversy. In fact, Prime Minister said that our own Isro people have achieved so much, but they are promoting the Chinese. How do you respond to this? Because Kanimuri says that China is not our enemy. She's just reacted to it.
I am really astounded by the DMK's reaction, madam. I will give a context to why our Honorable Prime Minister spoke today. We all know when Prime Minister this trip yesterday in Thiruvananthapuram, he has introduced our 4 Indian astronauts. They got the astronaut wing yesterday. It's a very proud moment for every Indian, because we believe, finally our person is going to the space in Indian technology, and purely they are trained in our area. And we are all excited. We are looking forward to the day an Indian is going to fly into the space. And like Rakesh Sharma ji did many years before, with the help of Russians. Now we are looking forward to the day an Indian with India, we are going to make an Indian to fly into space. That's a great moment. And today morning, Kulasekarapatnam rocket launch facility, the DMK local minister, a powerful minister of the close to the first family, and that too Kanimoliji's constituency, he gives a paper ad with a Chinese rocket in the background. Now let us go back in context, madam. When Professor Satish Dhawan, he came to Tamil Nadu long time back during Annadureiji's rule, 1967 to 69. He wanted to find a suitable rocket launching facility here. So the meeting happened so late. That day, Annadureiji, who was a chief minister, couldn't turn up because he had some shoulder pain. He deputed one of his cabinet colleague, Madhyalagan. He came very late. I am saying this in a book written by Nambiji, along with Mr. Arun, who is with Times of India journalist. They both have co-written a book. In the book I have read it, where they say he came very late. He was in an inebriated state, incoherent, not able to speak also. And Satish Dhawan said, I am not going to give a ISRO facility here. I am going to take it outside. So Tamil Nadu, which should have got a rocket launching facility, it went to Sriharikota. We are happy. It is also in India. But Tamil Nadu should have got it long time back.
Okay, let's go over to our colleague Purnima, who just brought you that interview, to understand more in terms of context on this story. Purnima, can we ask you, we know that the DMK MP Kanimoi is defending this by saying that China isn't an enemy. But I do want to understand, has the DMK till now acknowledged that their party leader perhaps made a mistake, that there was a mistake in publishing that flag at all? Or as they're playing this right now, are they essentially saying that they meant for the flag to be there?
Well, off the record, some of the leaders we spoke to said that it was not the intention to highlight only the Chinese flag and the Chinese flag. However, they said that there are also other countries' flags as well, and there was no intention to give prominence to the Chinese flag. That's the work came in from the DMK. Kanimuri also maintaining that China is not the enemy. And it's the BJP that's trying to blow this out of proportion. That's something that the DMK so far has explained. However, what Anna said that when we have our own Isro doing a lot of projects and achieving a lot of milestones, why then highlight the Chinese flag? And said this is something that even Prime Minister reiterated in the rally. So what is first between the DMK and the BJP is only waiting.
Sure. All right, Purnima, thank you for bringing us those details. A momentous day, though, for the country with the second launching pad now, as you can see, inaugurated in Tamil Nadu, enabling for both cheaper and faster space travel for the country. We're going to move on right now to a quick break. After that, in just a few minutes, more of the country's top stories. This is The Nation at 5.
Inside Bantara, the world's largest animal rescue facility. Meet the man behind the vision.
So we have created it as a Sevalya.
Anand Ambani in an exclusive chat with CNN News 18.
In today's life, you can't see God, but I see God within every animal.
A special show tonight at 9:30 p.m.
And said that all the rumors doing rounds that the present chief minister will resign is something that's not true. These are rumors. I'll cut across back to my colleague Arun Dhata. Arun, the fact that opposition alleges the members of the House from the opposition were suspended so that the government could pass its budget. He goes on to point out that this is perhaps for the first time that for them it has been difficult to get through a budget. For an elected government, it's difficult to get through a budget. Clearly, opposition taking pot shots at a very critical juncture, at a very delicate point right now for the Himachal Pradesh government.
That's right, and Anusha, BJP can say here that we haven't done anything in this. It is Congress party's own MLAs who are not happy with the top leadership, with the Chief Minister Sukhvinder Singh Sukhu, and therefore they are resorting to these things. And yesterday, 6 MLAs of the Congress party who cross-voted in favor of BJP's candidate. BJP is saying that it was their own decision. Their own party, their own MLAs are not together. In fact, are raising questions on Chief Minister in front of him.
Arun, please go ahead. We can hear you just fine.
Yes. So when MLAs, your party's MLAs are raising questions on Chief Minister in the presence of Chief Minister, I think it creates a huge challenge for the party to actually rectify everything what has happened so far. And I think that was the reason why they immediately shifted the likes of Rajiv Shukla, who's the in charge of Congress party in Himachal Pradesh, Bhupesh Baghel, who has been in fact their go-to man in every election wherever Congress party contests. They send him there, and now we are seeing that all other Hooda and DK Shiv Kumar are coming. So they are trying to put all the efforts. On the other hand, of course, Sukhvinder Singh Sukhu is also showing a brave face. Now he has realized that it is not about Rajya Sabha election. Rajya Sabha election is done and dusted, and they have lost the battle. Now it is about to protect the government, save the government in Himachal Pradesh. Till yesterday we were talking about Rajya Sabha seat, that how 6 Congress MLAs cross-voted, how when Congress party have 40 MLAs and 3 independent were with them, could end up at the losing side. But today it is all about saving the government, and Congress party will have to put every effort to placate those MLAs. Rajendra Rana, and also Sudhir Sharma. These are the people who, in fact,
all right,
those 7 other MLAs.
Arun, please stay with us on the broadcast. There's the latest bit of news which is coming in. Well, yes, Sukhvinder Singh Sukhu continues to insist he's not going anywhere. He continues to be the Chief Minister. But we get you some more information. There are certain front-runners for the Chief Minister post if Mr. Sukhu quits. Mukesh Agnihotri, he's the Deputy Chief Minister. Vikramaditya Singh, Rajendra Rana. All of these are the names that are doing rounds right now. I'll try and cut across to my colleague Pallavi, who's with us on the broadcast. Pallavi, speculations are rife, and rightly so. This is a time when it looks very difficult for Mr. Sukhu. He continues to maintain that he will remain the Chief Minister. The government is stable. But I'm sure there's a lot of internal competition, to say the very least, within the Grand Old Party.
Well, I think it's still very, very early days yet, because I think those two observers who've been dispatched by the central leadership will first speak to each and every MLAs. And if you listen to what Mr. Sukhvinder Singh Sukhu had to say when he addressed the media a short while back, he remains defiant. In an ideal situation, no one would want to change the CM, because essentially it means you're then buckling under pressure. He was also chosen as the chief minister because it was felt that he had the support of a maximum number of MLAs. But the names which keep coming up is of Rajendra Rana, again one of those MLAs who did cross-voting. Then you also have Vikramaditya Singh, but he does not have that kind of an administrative experience. And just merely the name is not going to be enough. And also the names of Mukesh Agnihotri, but he also belongs to the Brahmin lobby. Rajputs hold a large amount of population as far as Himachal goes. So those are the factors which have to be kept in mind. But as of now, no one is talking about successors, Anusha. No one is even talking of replacing Mr. Sukhu. Only thing is that Sukhu has made it very clear that I'm going to fight down. But if that is what the central leadership thinks, that me going away is going to save the government, then so be it. But there are no takers for this kind of an argument. As I said repeatedly, Anusha, you buckle under pressure from the MLAs. There is no guarantee it's not going to happen to you again. At this point of time, it is very important to keep the BJP away. That's what the Congress is trying. That's also the reason why they did not want that vote on budget to take place, because they are a little apprehensive that can there be another cross vote. If you cannot pass the budget, your government is deemed to be ineffective and having lost that majority. So these are the kind of optics which are now being played out.
The optics which are being played out, my colleague Pallavi and Arun Dhata continue to get us all that information, all that's happening in the politics of Himachal Pradesh right now. Sukhvinder Singh Sukhu says he's here to stay. There's open disgruntlement against the sitting chief minister. The Congress top brass, two observers, Mr. Hooda and DK Shivkumar, are in the state. They're likely to reach Shimla and take stock of the entire situation.
जो हमारी अभी परिस्थितियां है वहाँ हमारी मेजॉरिटी है, और ये भी ना सोचे कुछ उनके साथ के विधायक भी हमारे संपर्क में हैं। निश्चित तौर पर मैं ये दावे के साथ कह सकता हूं कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी जो ड्रामा करना चाह रही है कर रही है, और उस ड्रामे को वो अच्छा निभा रही है, और अच्छे कलाकार हैं। बहुत बहुत
सर इस्तीफे की ये कौन फैला रहा है इस्तीफे की?
ये मुझे समझ नहीं आया। मेरे को तो अभी फोन आया, क्योंकि मैं तो विधानसभा की कार्रवाई बैठा हुआ था ऊपर स्पीकर के कमरे में, और डेढ़ दो महीने से ये 1.5-2 घंटे से ये न्यूज चल रही कि मुख्यमंत्री जी ने इस्तीफा दे दिया। वो भी जब विपक्ष के नेता ने मेरे पास वहाँ जो हमारे विधायक थे, कांग्रेस के विधायक बैठे हुए थे, उनके पास आके कहा पूर्व मुख्यमंत्री जयराम ठाकुर जी ने कि मुख्यमंत्री ने इस्तीफा दे दिया, तब मैंने स्पष्टीकरण देना शुरू किया कि मैंने कहा हम योद्धा है, युद्ध की तरह लड़ाई लड़ते हैं, और ये लड़ाई युद्ध की तरह लड़ रहे हैं, हर चुनौती का सामना करते हैं और हम जीतेंगे निश्चित तौर पर। मैंने कोई इस्तीफा नहीं दिया है। कांग्रेस पार्टी की सरकार 5 साल चलेगी। धन्यवाद।
Well, that was Sukhvinder Singh Sukhu saying that there is no resignation that he has handed over. Once again clarifying that the government will stay in power for the next 5 years for the term it has been elected for. That's the word coming in from Sukhvinder Singh Sukhu as far as all the rumours concerning the fact that would he resign, would he quit as the chief minister. His advisor also officially issued a statement and said that all the rumours doing rounds that the present chief minister will resign is something that's not true. These are rumours. I'll cut across back to my colleague Arun Dhata. Arun, the fact that opposition alleges the members of the House from the opposition were suspended so that the government could pass its budget. He goes on to point out that this is perhaps for the first time that for them it has been difficult to get through a budget. For an elected government, it's difficult to get through a budget. Clearly, opposition...
Good evening, welcome back. You're watching The Nation at 5. We've brought you multiple updates from across the country. First Himachal Pradesh, then Tamil Nadu, and now we are taking you to West Bengal, where the situation remains tense in Sandeshkhali. But we have for you 3 developments, all from the Calcutta High Court. Let's bring you them in order, then we'll go over to reporters for more. The big takeaway right now that the Calcutta High Court has allowed 2 different. So first we'll tell you they've allowed a fact-finding committee headed by the former Chief Justice of a High Court in Patna. This fact-finding committee, they've said, can go to the ground. This is the same fact-finding committee that had its members detained back on Sunday. They'll now be allowed, because of this Calcutta High Court order, hopefully, to enter into Sandeshkhali. The date they've been given is March 1st. So we're obviously talking about Friday. That's big development number one. Big development number two is regarding the arrest of the kingpin in the entire Sandeshkhali story, Sheikh Shah Jahan. Let's bring you a little bit of context here. You remember a few weeks ago, hundreds of villagers came forward. They said that there were accusations of land grabbing taking place. They essentially said that they'd been forced to convert their lands from agricultural land to land in which to cultivate fishes by TMC kingmen in the entire area. Right at the top of this TMC ladder in the area is Sheikh Shah Jahan, and he's been absconding since Jan. Now the TMC has in the last few days already taken into custody two of those who were considered his supporters, his key aides, but Sheikh Shah Jahan since early January remains absconding. The other big development, now that you have all that information, is that the Calcutta High Court has now said that the ED, the CBI and the West Bengal police can go ahead and arrest Sheikh Shah Jahan. There was that clarification of whether the CBI, the ED could also take that action. We have that clarification too. Now they've also allowed a BJP leader to go on the ground. We'll go over to our colleague Kamalika to get multiple updates on this. Kamalika, the Calcutta High Court, order after order coming out on what they want to see on the ground in Sandeshkhali over the next few days. Tell us more, please.
Yeah, definitely. First important order that came up is Sukhvinder Adhikari has again been allowed to Sandeshkhali, but he's allowed to that place. That means he wanted to go to Jelia Khali. So he's been allowed in the place in a definite area, and that para only he can go. So that is one thing, one development that the High Court has made. So finally Sukhvinder Adhikari again will be going to Sandeshkhali with the court order. Remember that Sukhvinder Adhikari was stopped twice, and third time also when he went to Sandeshkhali, that was through a court order. Second important thing is that a fact-finding team which was stopped and then got arrested, they also got a permission to go to Sandeshkhali. And third, obviously, as you were also pointing out, that there was a confusion whether ED or CBI can arrest the Shah Jahan, because there was a apprehension of ED that if it's arrested by the Bengal police, then the sections will be less and then he will get bail and all those things. So there also the court has clarified that ED, CBI, anyone can actually arrest Shah Jahan. So all these developments have come, and we know that BJP Dharna also went on today, and tomorrow also it is expected to go. But Sandeshkhali, again tomorrow will there be a showdown? Will again state go to another court? All these things are definitely a big question. But then at the same time, Sandeshkhali remains to be tensed, but there has no been in such incidents like it was happening a week ago. So that it's a better condition than that. But obviously the politics is soaring high, and the political temperature of Bengal is soaring high.
Kamalika, you've been bringing us all of the updates from the ground in Sandeshkhali. Thank you. Right now, we're going ahead and very quickly, reactions on this same story. Take a look.
ममता सरकार अदालत के अपमान कर रहे हैं। बार बार बोलने के बाद भी आज शेख शाहजहां को गिरफ्तार नहीं किया गया है। तो आज मुख्यमंत्री ममता बनर्जी जो पुलिस मंत्री भी है, उनका निर्देश से आज शेख शाहजहां को पकड़ा नहीं जा रहा है, उनको प्रोटेक्शन दिया जा रहा है। मुख्यमंत्री का सज़ा होना चाहिए, मुख्यमंत्री को पनिशमेंट होना चाहिए। ऐसा कैसे कर सकते हैं मुख्यमंत्री? एक जन कैसे हमारे स्टेट को ख़त्म कर देगा? ऐसा तो नहीं हो सकता है। तो उनको सज़ा होना है और उनका घर में तलाशी हो। इसके पहले 42 केसेस है उनके अगेंस्ट में, 42 केसेस 2019 से, सब केस में वो आरोपी है।
Kunal, they are saying it's always that police does not provide permission to BJP people and it gives permission to the ruling TMC.
It's completely administrative matter. BJP first, they should give permission to the farmers to get entry into Delhi. Then they can talk. They have no right to talk about this. And you see, they now want to sit before the statue of Mahatma Gandhi ji. But basically they are the follower of the murderer of Mahatma Gandhi ji, Nathuram Godse. So they are now trying to make political issue.
Kunal, the opposition is also asking that how can you be so sure that Shahjahan will get arrested within 7 days?
You see, basically our All India General Secretary Abhishek Banerjee pointed out the problem. That is, there was a court order specifically which restrained police to take steps. We have released the copy of the order, and our General Secretary Abhishek also made a statement in X handle today. And now, when after Abhishek Bandyopadhyay raised the point, and High Court then responded and clarified that now police can take actions. Now we have full trust and faith in our police.
Factors which are driving the industry out: power shortage, absolutely poor law and order situation, uncontrolled trade unionism. There's no ease of doing in Bengal. So the nexus of corruption and syndicated crimes is really paralyzing the state. Cut money is being taken as sovereign right. And people are sitting and making several phone calls, and there is not one policeman who's got the spine to go and say, you will not do this in the state. And I won't blame the police. After all, they are party cadres, many of them. And some good policemen cannot do individually. I'm not saying all police is bad in Bengal.
जो भी घटना हुआ है, ये सिर्फ पश्चिम बंगाल के लिए नहीं, पूरा भारत देश, पूरा इंडिया के लिए ये शर्मसार करने वाला घटना है. इसलिए अभी तृणमूल कांग्रेस और ममता बनर्जी का सरकार इसको छुपाने का, क्रिमिनल को बचाने का काम किया है. अभी कोर्ट से भी ऑर्डर आ गया और नेशनल कमीशन, वुमेन कमीशन, SC/ST कमीशन और यहाँ चाइल्ड कमीशन, जितना भी इम्पोर्टेंट कमीशन है, सबने रिपोर्ट दिया है.
Okay, we're taking you now from West Bengal down south to Karnataka. Remember, we started the show by telling you about Rajya Sabha elections that took place yesterday in 3 states. One of those states was Karnataka, where the Congress fared very well. In fact, BJP MLAs cross-voted for the Congress in Karnataka. Now, one of the people who won from Karnataka, Nasir Hussain, there has been some controversy around what's taken place right after his win, with BJP alleging that supporters of his chanted Pakistan Zindabad after his rally took place within Bengaluru. Now, the Congress has come forward and said that if any videos are found that point to this, it will lead to arrests. We're going to bring you more context on exactly what's taken place. The leader himself has come forward. He's alleged that no such slogan was chanted. He said while he was there, it was only his name that was being chanted, not the name of Pakistan in any context. So he's entirely denied this. But today morning, after a police case was registered, a suo motu case was registered yesterday evening at the Vidhan Soda police station. Vidhan Soda is, of course, what the Legislative Assembly is called in Bengaluru. After that police case was filed in a suo motu manner, a few hours later today, the Karnataka Chief Minister even addressing this entire story. We'll play out reactions for you. After that, we'll speak to reporters for more. Take a look.
ವಿಧಾನಸೌಧದಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಅನೌನ್ಸ್ ಆದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ನಾವು ಎಲ್ಲ ಸೀನಿಯರ್ ಲೀಡರ್ಸು, DK ಶಿವಕುಮಾರ್ ಸಾಹೇಬರಾಗಲಿ, ಸುರ್ಜೇವಾಲಾ ಅವರೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಬಂದು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೆಸ್ಗೆ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಅದಾದಮೇಲೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಈ ಕಡೆ ಬಂದಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಾರ್ಯಕರ್ತರು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಎತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹುಮ್ಮಸ್ಸಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಸ್ಲೋಗನ್ಸ್ ಕೂಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ನಾನು ಕೇಳಿದ ಹಾಗೆ ನಾಸಿರ್ ಹುಸೇನ್ ಜಿಂದಾಬಾದ್, ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿ ಜಿಂದಾಬಾದ್, ನಾಸಿರ್ ಖಾನ್ ಜಿಂದಾಬಾದ್, ನಾಸಿರ್ ಸಾಬ್ ಜಿಂದಾಬಾದ್ ಅಂತೆಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಅದೇನು ಮಾಧ್ಯಮಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅದು ನಾನು ಕೇಳಲಿಲ್ಲ. ನಾನು ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಅಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ, ಕಂಡೆಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ ಮತ್ತು ಕ್ರಮ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋಕ್ಕೂ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ. ನಾನು ಅದು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಳಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಇವಾಗ ಅದು ಮಾಧ್ಯಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಆವಾಗಲೇ ನನಗೆ 3-4 ಜನರು ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ನಾನು ನಮ್ಮ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಯವರಿಗೆ ತಿಳಿಸಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ತನಿಖೆ ಆಗಲಿ. ಆ ತನಿಖೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು ಯಾರು ಕೂಗಿದಾರೋ ಇಲ್ಲ ಮಾರ್ಫ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾರೋ ವಿಡಿಯೋ, ಯಾರನ್ನ ಮಿಸ್ಚೀಫ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾರೋ ಇಲ್ಲ ಯಾರನ್ನ ಬೇರೆ ಪಕ್ಷದವರು ಇಲ್ಲ ಬೇರೆ ಯಾರನ್ನ ಮಿಸ್ಚೀಫ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದು ಯಾರನ್ನ ಕೂಗಿದಾರೋ, ಸೊ ಅದು ತನಿಖೆ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ತನಿಖೆ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಯಾರೇ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಲ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಕೂಗಿದ್ರೆ ಕೂಡ ಕ್ರಮ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೇಬೇಕು. ಆಕ್ಷನ್ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಕಾನೂನು ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಅವ್ರ ವಿರುದ್ಧ ಯಾವುದೇ ಕ್ರಮ ಇರಲಿ ಅವರ ವಿರುದ್ಧ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೇಬೇಕು.
After the victory of Mr. Nasir Hussain in the Rajya Sabha election from Congress party in the Vidhan Sabha itself, which is the most sacrosanct building of the democracy of Karnataka, where pro-Pakistani, Pakistan Jindabad slogans have been raised by the Congress party workers. So I strongly condemn this, and I ask Mr. Rahul Gandhi what is his take on this. Ask Mr. Kharge what is his take on this, because Mr. Nasir Hussain is the Shishya of Mr. Kharge. Let them clarify, let them condemn it.
Okay, let's go over to our colleague Ritu to understand more about these developments. Ritu, can you just tell our audiences, the Congress is saying, and this is the Chief Minister, he said that videos of the incident have been sent to an FSL laboratory to check the authenticity, whether or not those slogans were actually chanted. But what happens now?
Well, you see, the investigation process is on, is what the government is saying, because there were multiple videos that were taken on the multiple phones. So all those videos are being assimilated by the investigation team, and therein it has been sent to the forensic team as well, where the investigation is on to understand in those multiple videos, in all the angles possible that the investigation is going on, what kind of slogans were being raised, and the kind of facial recognition as well. So all that, as in the part of investigation, is underway at this point in time. But however, you see, the BJP also raised in another issue, saying that who exactly gave permission to the supporters of Syed Hussain to in fact enter the Vidhan Sauda and therein go on to do that sort of a celebration, while the other candidates did not have that huge supporters as well. Who exactly gave the permission? So that was the question that was raised by the BJP, to which the Home Minister G. Parmeshwar has clarified that almost around 25 supporters of Syed Nasir Hussain had sought a permission from the police, and there is also a detail of all that with the police as well. So yes, that becomes further very much that way for the police to understand who these members were who had entered, whether there were more people, more than 25 members who have actually entered the Vidhan Sauda to be part of that celebration. So yes, all that is underway right now, is what the government is saying, and also the police.
Okay, we're going to take our audiences back right now. More reactions coming into the story. Take a look.
Incident has happened. We condemn it, and the strict action should be taken. It is outside the premise of the speakers. It comes from the Home Ministry. I request I will discuss with Chief Minister and discuss with the Home Minister. A detailed inquiry should take place, and I request all the parties. This is a time to show our unity, not to politicize these things. Because as I said, unity is important. To cooperate to each other should be cooperate to catch the real culprits if it has happened. So disunity and the no unity between the parties at this time will benefit this elements if it has done, and he will do it in some other place also.
Not only allegation by BJP, it is an allegation by media also. If we will send the voice report to the FSL, if report comes and if it is true that somebody has made a slogan that Pakistan Jindabad, such person will be punished seriously.
जब भारत का लोकतंत्र जीतता है तो ऐसा क्यों है कि कांग्रेस को पाकिस्तान की याद आ जाती है? और ये कहना गलत नहीं होगा कि कांग्रेस के डीएनए में आज पाकिस्तान है, और ऐसा प्रतीत होता है जो करंट कांग्रेस पार्टी में आता है वो भी पाकिस्तान के जनरेटर से आता है। कांग्रेस का डीएनए भारत विरोधी हो गया है।
See, we are very serious about it. If it is a anti-national slogan, nobody will tolerate, no government will tolerate, we will not tolerate. We will definitely, once it is confirmed by the FSL, then we will take a severe action on it.
Have you given it for the FSL?
Yeah, it's already been procured. Yeah.
BJP is staging a protest stating that pro-Pakistan slogans were being raised. How do you respond to this?
Whenever there is an election around the corner, this is BJP standard operating procedure. There were a lot of journalists yesterday also in the during the interview. If somebody had shouted a slogan, the journalist would have shifted the focus to the person who is shouting the slogan. Did that happen? No. We've got that audio forensic done and from the party, and it doesn't seem like it's very clear they're saying Nasir Saab Zindabad, Nasir Hussain Zindabad, and BJP has lost an election. In a desperate bid, they're trying to do this. Let the FSL report come out today. It's very clear that there is no pro-Pakistan slogans that is counted. But this is not the first time BJP is trying to do this, right? They have done this before. What happened to JNU? What happened to the Tukde gang that they keep talking about? Where is it? So it's a desperate attempt by BJP to appease their masters, RSS.
We're heading into a quick break. On the other side, more of the country's top stories. This is The Nation at 5.
Brought to you by.
At a very critical juncture, at a very delicate point right now for the Himachal Pradesh government.
That's right, and Anusha, BJP can say here that we haven't done anything in this. It is Congress party's own MLAs who are not happy with the top leadership, with the Chief Minister Sukhvinder Singh Sukhu, and therefore they are resorting to these things. And yesterday, 6 MLAs of the Congress party who cross-voted in favor of BJP's candidate. BJP is saying that it was their own decision. Their own party, their own MLAs are not together. In fact, are raising questions on Chief Minister in front of him.
Arun, please go ahead. We can hear you just fine.
Yes. So when MLAs, your party's MLAs are raising questions on Chief Minister in the presence of Chief Minister, I think it creates a huge challenge for the party to actually rectify everything what has happened so far. And I think that was the reason why they immediately shifted the likes of Rajiv Shukla, who's the in charge of Congress party in Himachal Pradesh, Bhupesh Baghel, who has been in fact their go-to man in every election wherever Congress party contests. They send him there, and now we are seeing that all other Hooda and DK Shiv Kumar are coming. So they are trying to put all the efforts. On the other hand, of course, Sukhvinder Singh Sukhu is also showing a brave face. Now he has realized that it is not about Rajya Sabha election. Rajya Sabha election is done and dusted, and they have lost the battle. Now it is about to protect the government, save the government in Himachal Pradesh. Till yesterday we were talking about Rajya Sabha seat, that how 6 Congress MLAs cross-voted, how when Congress party have 40 MLAs and 3 independent were with them, could end up at the losing side. But today it is all about saving the government, and Congress party will have to put every effort to placate those MLAs. Rajendra Rana, and also Sudhir Sharma. These are the people who, in fact,
all right,
those 7 other MLAs.
Arun, please stay with us on the broadcast. There's the latest bit of news which is coming in. Well, yes, Sukhvinder Singh Sukhu continues to insist he's not going anywhere. He continues to be the Chief Minister. But we get you some more information. There are certain front-runners for the Chief Minister post if Mr. Sukhu quits. Mukesh Agnihotri, he's the Deputy Chief Minister. Vikramaditya Singh, Rajendra Rana. All of these are the names that are doing rounds right now. I'll try and cut across to my colleague Pallavi, who's with us on the broadcast. Pallavi, speculations are rife, and rightly so. This is a time when it looks very difficult for Mr. Sukhu. He continues to maintain that he will remain the Chief Minister. The government is stable. But I'm sure there's a lot of internal competition, to say the very least, within the Grand Old Party.
Well, I think it's still very, very early days yet, because I think those two observers who've been dispatched by the central leadership will first speak to each and every MLAs. And if you listen to what Mr. Sukhvinder Singh Sukhu had to say when he addressed the media a short while back, he remains defiant. In an ideal situation, no one would want to change the CM, because essentially it means you're then buckling under pressure. He was also chosen as the chief minister because it was felt that he had the support of a maximum number of MLAs. But the names which keep coming up is of Rajendra Rana, again one of those MLAs who did cross-voting. Then you also have Vikramaditya Singh, but he does not have that kind of an administrative experience. And just merely the name is not going to be enough. And also the names of Mukesh Agnihotri, but he also belongs to the Brahmin lobby. Rajputs hold a large amount of population as far as Himachal goes. So those are the factors which have to be kept in mind. But as of now, no one is talking about successors, Anusha. No one is even talking of replacing Mr. Sukhu. Only thing is that Sukhu has made it very clear that I'm going to fight down. But if that is what the central leadership thinks, that me going away is going to save the government, then so be it. But there are no takers for this kind of an argument. As I said repeatedly, Anusha, you buckle under pressure from the MLAs. There is no guarantee it's not going to happen to you again. At this point of time, it is very important to keep the BJP away. That's what the Congress is trying. That's also the reason why they did not want that vote on budget to take place, because they are a little apprehensive that can there be another cross vote. If you cannot pass the budget, your government is deemed to be ineffective and having lost that majority. So these are the kind of optics which are now being played out.
The optics which are being played out, my colleague Pallavi and Arun Dhata continue to get us all that information, all that's happening in the politics of Himachal Pradesh right now. Sukhvinder Singh Sukhu says he's here to stay. There's open disgruntlement against the preceding chief minister. The Congress top brass, two observers, Mr. Hooda and DK Shivkumar, are in the state. They're likely to reach Shimla and take stock of the entire situation.
जो हमारी अभी परिस्थितियां है वहाँ हमारी मेजॉरिटी है, और ये भी ना सोचे कुछ उनके साथ के विधायक भी हमारे संपर्क में हैं। निश्चित तौर पर मैं ये दावे के साथ कह सकता हूं कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी जो ड्रामा करना चाह रही है कर रही है, और उस ड्रामे को वो अच्छा निभा रही है, और अच्छे कलाकार हैं। बहुत बहुत
सर इस्तीफे की ये कौन फैला रहा है ये इस्तीफे की?
ये मुझे समझ नहीं आया। मेरे को तो अभी फोन आया, क्योंकि मैं तो विधानसभा की कार्रवाई बैठा हुआ था ऊपर स्पीकर के कमरे में, और डेढ़ दो महीने से ये 1.5-2 घंटे से ये न्यूज चल रही कि मुख्यमंत्री जी ने इस्तीफा दे दिया। वो भी जब विपक्ष के नेता ने मेरे पास वहाँ जो हमारे विधायक थे, कांग्रेस के विधायक बैठे हुए थे, उनके पास आके कहा पूर्व मुख्यमंत्री जयराम ठाकुर जी ने कि मुख्यमंत्री ने इस्तीफा दे दिया, तब मैंने स्पष्टीकरण देना शुरू किया कि मैंने कहा हम योद्धा है, युद्ध की तरह लड़ाई लड़ते हैं, और ये लड़ाई युद्ध की तरह लड़ रहे हैं, हर चुनौती का सामना करते हैं और हम जीतेंगे निश्चित तौर पर। मैंने कोई इस्तीफा नहीं दिया है। कांग्रेस पार्टी की सरकार 5 साल चलेगी। धन्यवाद।
Well, that was Sukhvinder Singh Sukhu saying that there is no resignation that he has handed over. Once again clarifying that the government will stay in power for the next 5 years for the term it has been elected for. That's the word coming in from Sukhvinder Singh Sukhu as far as all the rumours concerning the fact that would he resign, would he quit as the chief minister. His advisor also officially issued a statement and said that all the rumours doing rounds that the present chief minister will resign is something that's not true. These are rumours. I'll carry across back to my colleague Arun Dhata. Arun, the fact that opposition alleges the members of the House from the opposition were suspended so that the government could pass its budget. He goes on to point out that this is perhaps for the first time that for them it has been difficult to get through a budget. For an elected government, it's difficult to get through a budget. Clearly, opposition taking pot shots at a very critical juncture, at a very delicate point right now for the Himachal Pradesh government.
That's right, and Anusha, BJP can say here that we haven't done anything in this. It is Congress party's own MLAs who are not happy with the top leadership, with the Chief Minister Sukhvinder Singh Sukhu, and therefore they are resorting to these things. And yesterday, 6 MLAs of the Congress party who cross-voted in favor of BJP's candidate. BJP is saying that it was their own decision. Their own party, their own MLAs are not together. In fact,
Welcome back. You're watching The Nation at 5 right here on CNN News 18. The story that we're going to be ending our show with, one that is of importance to the entire country. The Citizenship Amendment Act that was enacted 4 years ago. Reports suggesting that rules to implement it will be notified within the next fortnight. What does that mean? Essentially, it will come into practice within the next fortnight. We're also learning all of this will have to take place, obviously, before the Model Code of Conduct, before the next general elections comes into place. We'll bring you more in depth into what that means. But remember, back in 2019, when the law was first introduced, it led to protests across the entire country for the way in which the rules were formed. We're going to walk you through different reactions. Then we're going to connect with reporters for more.
देखिए, बीजेपी के पास क्योंकि कोई मुद्दा नहीं है, क्योंकि उनको किसानों की आमदनी दोगुनी करनी थी, किसान बॉर्डर पे बैठा है, नौजवानों को रोजगार देना था, उनको पुलिस ऐसे दौड़ा रही है जैसे कहीं ओलंपिक का मेडल लेने जा रहे हों। तो है क्या, जनता को बताने के लिए कुछ नहीं है, इसलिए इस तरीके के कंट्रोवर्शियल इश्यूज जो है भाजपा मोदी सरकार बार बार ला रही है, चाहे सो कॉल्ड यूसीसी हो, चाहे आसाम का फैसला हो, अब जो है सीए को जो है अब इंप्लीमेंट कर, अरे मतलब जनता अच्छी तरीके से समझ रही है इनकी विदाई 2024 में होने वाली है।
देखिए, खबरों पे प्रतिक्रिया नहीं होती है। पूरा सदन पड़ा हुआ था, सेशन चला इतना लंबा, क्यों नहीं लाया ये? तो इनकी नीयत और नीयत क्या है, ये तो कुछ दिन बाद पता लगेगा। मैं अपने कह सकता हूँ, जब वो आएगा उसे देख लेने के बाद ही मैं अपनी प्रतिक्रिया दूंगा।
Okay, let's go over to our colleague Arunima to understand more about what we can expect from the Ministry of Home Affairs in the next few days. Arunima, can you tell us more? Can you also tell us, Assam, I believe, had requested that any application under the CAA be time-bound. Can you also tell us if the Ministry of Home Affairs will be respecting that?
We'll have to wait and see what the final notification is. But why these rules are important is because it will finally tell us what are the documents that will be required by these persecuted minorities from Afghanistan, Pakistan and Bangladesh. If they are fleeing that country, fearing for their lives, there is very little document that they would most likely be carrying. So what is it that the government of India will finally decide? For those who have been on long visa in India, in any case, for years together, the indication that we are being given is that for those people, any kind of an Aadhaar card, if they have been here on a long visa or their children have been going to school, and in the column for religion, they have mentioned Sikh, Hindu, Christian, Buddhist or Jain, and they have mentioned in their nationality column as Afghanistan, Pakistan or Bangladesh, then that document would suffice. But what do you do in case somebody is fleeing now and there is no document available? So that is why the rules are important. Talking about Assam, there are sensitivities attached to the Citizenship Amendment Act in Assam, and therefore Government of Assam had requested that once you notify the rules, keep a 3-month window. Don't make it, without any time limit, because that will lead to problems for a border state. That also we are waiting and watching to see. It's an election year. Assam is an important state for the BJP. So we'll have to wait and see if those sensibilities are kept in mind when the notification finally comes.
Thank you so much, Arunima, for bringing us those details. Okay, with that last story, we've now taken you from the north to the south. We've also ended on a story that has relevance, of course, to the entire country right before the general elections. With that, we do want to thank you for staying with us over the last 1 hour. This was The Nation at 5.
Inside Bantara, the world's largest animal rescue facility. Meet the man behind the vision.
So we have created it as a Sevalya.
Anant Ambani in an exclusive chat with CNN News 18.
In today's life, you can't see God, but I see God within every animal.
A special show tonight at 9:30 p.m.
A very warm welcome. You're watching Plain Speak with me, Akanksha Swaroop. On Tuesday, turmoil hit the Congress government in the hill state of Himachal Pradesh as the Rajya Sabha results started trickling in, with news emerging of 9 Congress MLAs cross-voting for the BJP. The former Himachal Chief Minister and the current leader of opposition, Jairam Thakur, has been claiming that the Congress government does not have the numbers and has been reduced to minority. Putting up a brave face despite the rebellion that has rocked Himachal Congress, the Chief Minister Sukhvinder Singh Sukhu has reiterated that there is no threat to his government. It is the BJP who is spreading rumours and that there is no question of Sukhvinder Sukhu resigning. Hitting back at the BJP, the Congress has moved the Speaker to suspend 15 MLAs over creating a ruckus in the House. BJP sources also confirmed to CNN News 18 that they are mulling to move the High Court against the Speaker's decision to suspend 15 MLAs, and maintaining that the Congress government lacked majority. BJP's Rajya Sabha MP-elect Harsh Mahajan has in fact told CNN News 18 that 10 more Congress MLAs were in touch with Bharatiya Janata Party. Amid the high drama unfolding in Himachal Pradesh, the Congress High Command has also rushed key observers. And who are they? DK Shivakumar and BS Huda, all the way to the state of Himachal Pradesh. Now, top sources in the party have also said that they are mulling a change in leadership to quell the revolt. Will Congress be able to save its government in Himachal Pradesh? That is the big question we take to our guests, but in just a bit. With that, let's also take a quick look at how the drama has been unfolding in Himachal Pradesh since yesterday. Well, it all began with 6 Congress